in matchups and all that other stuff.
I see. All right.
And vision, of course, because top lane's pretty easy for vision, right? You got one side, you got to really worry about.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. So you mentioned like something about like wanting to play. I wasn't sure if you wanted to do like some like 1v1s or whatever to like discuss like different things, or um just like talk about mid lane in general, or champions. What would be your preference, or like what are like some of the main questions you have?
Essentially, like roam timing, because I'd like to roam and help out bot lane. Because, well, I mean, or any lane really, just to get ahead. But I find that I'm mostly saying, yeah, I push the wave in, but this other laner has left us, so I'll stay and get a plate or two, and I don't end up helping the map. And I
Yeah.
find that maybe if I did, um, it would help out a little bit more.
Yeah.
Next season, I'm hoping to hit platinum. I hit gold 2 last season, so
Cool.
and that was with Wukong. So if I can do that with Wukong, imagine if I played like real champion.
Yeah, it's funny though. I towards the end of the season here, I was trying to get to master, and I actually played against a couple of Wukong one tricks mid, and it was really interesting. I mean, that champion, he can definitely do some work if he gets ahead and like gets like a big ult off or whatever. But I definitely understand wanting to like play play like a real champion per se.
Yeah, dude, no, it's like it's terrible. Like, yeah, they're
Yeah.
reworking them, but I'm gonna wait to see how the rework is, and then I'll go into it. Maybe I'll go back in them because I really like the character.
Right. All right.
But yeah,
I'm gonna add you on my Smurf. The account
all right,
is named Brutal.
cool, done.
All right. Yeah, I guess we can do like a custom, like a 1v1 or something.
All right, did you want to set that up or myself?
I'll set it up.
Cool.
All right. Um, so you can just play whoever you want to practice. I mean, we could even do this with multiple champions too.
All right, I'll just go Echo because that's who I'm like really hoping to get good with, as the kids say.
Okay. I guess you know what? I'll just pick Echo as well, and then I can show you a few specific things with Echo that you can do.
All
Um,
right, I'll run the runes I normally run
yeah, I
against like an
think
AP champion, so it'll be like Nullifying Orb and Gathering Storm. I'll do 2 Adaptive Force shards, and then I guess a Magic Resist Defensive.
yep, yep. Normally with Echo, I think like Electrocute, Sudden Impact, Eyeball Collection, Ravenous Hunter are pretty standard. In harder
Yeah,
matchups, you can take like Taste of Blood to help with laning, and then sorcery. Like I also think Absolute Focus is really good. Like Absolute Focus Gathering Storm because it helps with like your Q to wave clear.
all right,
Uh,
try that out then.
yeah, and then pretty much I go back and forth between like teleport and ignite on Echo. I think ignite is really good, especially for like below diamond. Ignite is gonna be really good.
All right, I tend to take Teleport, but maybe I'll try to give Ignite a shot, just because I know, just from like talking to Echo mains, they say he's still pretty kind of shit in lane. So I'm like,
Right.
perfect. I play Wukong, awesome.
Right. Yeah.
You're just a little less shit. Cool. I can make that one.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That is true. They both have a somewhat like weak laning phase. I mean, if you pick the right spot, like if there's an opening, you can get a good trade in with Echo, and then see where it goes from there. But
Yeah, maybe that's also my, because I'm used to like Wukong. If you do a smart trade, you can get a free trade in, right? Because of your W.
mhm.
But with Echo, you're always going to take some damage. And I think what I really have to work on also with Echo is finding those spots to trade in.
Right. Right.
Because I pretty much one trick Wukong this last season. So kind of out of touch with everyone.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I think one tricking a champion is good. Like it's good to have maybe like a backup champion along with it, but I think one tricking is great for just like focusing on the game as a whole rather than learning multiple champions. Like I feel like that can be so overwhelming for people, or like
Yeah.
like I mean I get it. A lot of people don't really just focus on climbing. Like they want to have fun and play a lot of different champs and all that kind of stuff. But
Fun, dude. No, yeah, I get it. Like this preseason, I think I'm gonna try to learn Mal's. Mal's like I don't know. I'm kind of natural with him, but at the same time, it's kind of hard not to be. I find such a safe laner and just drop Qs, and then when you're ready, just flash E W ult.
Yeah, he's generally pretty simple. You know, it's funny. Faker used to like spam Mal's all the time because like Faker used to just spam all kinds of simple champs because he likes to play simple champs and then just play them better than other people. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, it's like fundamentals, I guess. Michael Jordan did the same shit, right?
Who?
He didn't do any. Michael Jordan. He didn't do any fan shit. It was just like fundamentals.
Yeah, yeah, that's totally true. Yeah. I also think starting item on Ekko can kind of go back and forth between Corrupting Potion and Doran's Ring. I think Corrupting Potion makes more sense with TP because, like, yeah, you get that sort of free recall and then you get that refill on Corrupting, which is really nice.
These enclaves in the side lanes are just fucking useless.
They're so
like,
weird.
Why the fuck are they there?
Yeah. Are you a fan of LS at all?
I go every now and then. I'll follow.
I see. Yeah, he was talking about it in his like patch review or whatever, and he was saying that this is where you'll find your AFK teammates now in these alcoves. All right. So, anyways, yeah, focusing on the lane. Like usually as Ekko, I will try to, yeah, like use Q off cooldown. Like you want to try to get the CS, but your focus should be to like push the wave in and sort of like bypass the laning phase because like you already know, Ekko doesn't really have a great laning phase, so
yeah.
So you want to like, it's okay to take a little bit of damage here and there. Another thing is like if you hit the level 2 first, which you probably will against a lot of people, like assuming you walk up to the wave level 1 and throw your Q right away, you know, if you hit the level 2 first, you want to just like go for that level 2 trade immediately. Yeah. So something you'll notice that I do when I EQ, you'll see this like Shifter does this as well when he plays Ekko, and like a lot of really good Ekko players. You press E and then Q right away, and then you click whatever you want to hit after. You may already know that.
Yeah, just getting the combo down.
Right. The hardest thing about it is it like... Yeah, that was fine. That was fine. It seemed like there was a little bit of a gap in like your movement, sort of.
I'm playing with 66 at that ping.
I see. Yeah, I mean, it'll become smoother as you work on it. One of the really good timings for Ekko to trade, obviously, is when you hit level 3. You know, you can back up into fog and throw a W, or you can like walk into a bush and do it. And then like you don't even need to get the stun. If you just get the shield and then trade and get out, then you can win trades against a lot of champs. Now, like what I did right there is bad because you have a ton of creeps. But I was just like saying as an example, once you have W, you can out trade a lot of champions. You just want to avoid an extended trade.
Yeah, I go second point in Q level 3 normally.
Okay.
I feel like it's just normally, but I mean that could change based on, you know, I don't know what.
Yeah, I think it's good to like skill your abilities based on context. Like something I do a lot on Syndra is I'll put a second point in Q at level 3. So yeah, I mean, you can just try to kill me whenever. Just like show me how you
do it. You're expecting it.
Yeah, I mean, just like show me how you do it, you know, like or whatever. I'll try to play like not as safe as possible, but like if someone's disrespecting you like this with low HP, you definitely want to try to punish them.
Oh, so you would go in at this time if you were me then?
Yeah.
Right now, it's just kind of no point. You're like.
Yeah, like right there. You know, like if you had done like the EQ, I would just be dead because you could like flash in for the auto. I mean, I could flash away. At the very least, you would force my flash. Yeah, you could also just dive here. Even if you die on this dive,
Oh fuck, I'm out of mana.
yeah, just get the
There we
auto
go.
off. But
First blood.
even if you die there, look at all those creeps that are dying to tower. So it's still a
Yeah.
winning trade. That sort of thing, like me as a mid top main, as a solo laner, if I ever push in a big wave and I know I can kill them on a dive, I'll always do it. I forget. Can you bring a friend into practice tool?
I don't know.
I feel like that'd be nice to use.
Man, that bot farm looking juicy though.
Yeah. Let me think. Man, there's just like so much I want to talk about, but I don't want to like overwhelm you with like different things, you know.
I'm in flight instructor training. There's really little you can do right now.
Okay, good. Because I just like love to talk about stuff. So yeah, you mentioned roaming and like the whole idea of pushing your wave and then going for a roam. It's like that's a good guideline, but it's not a hard and fast rule. You know, like
I should have gone for one more auto there. Right?
yeah, I also think you kind of messed up the like the combo. Yeah, right there. You wanna E or you wanna Q before you blink with your E.
Yeah.
So like that, and then you blink. Yeah. Yeah, that was good. That's the way you do it. So like just one more time, I can show you. Like I just EQ and then I auto and then I keep cutting forward. Yeah, and I could kill you, but I mean you have ult, but I would ignite and all that stuff. I mean I guess I could have just done it instead of talking about it. I don't know. It's just weird when we're like like I don't know what's best for coaching, whatever. There you go. That was like a little slow on the execution, but you'll get the hang of it, I think. And also if you watch like Shifter play Ekko or there's a couple of good Ekko players in Korea. Like I've watched a few of their VODs. They do the same thing where they do the EQ. Another cool thing you can do is you can cancel your W animation with E.
So do you W first or do you? I guess you W. Right?
Right there, I just like E and like mash my W button. So you E first. It's like it's not super useful, but it can help in a pinch. Like if you're fighting and you just need to like get your W down somewhere. So
Now, am I doing something like should I be constantly shoving waves in if I'm obviously like safe like this? Let's say I know where their jungler is.
oh yeah, that's one of the best things you can do as a champion like Ekko. Like if you're constantly shoving in mid and you just like walk into the fog of war, then the enemy team has to respect you. Like the laner that you're against will be like pinging Mia, and people will be like, ah, why is my laner like not controlling his lane? You know, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about roams, I guess. Yeah, so like I mentioned, like you want to push in the wave, but something I try to recommend to everyone, and you've probably heard this before, is like use your F keys and like look around the map. Like, do you have any experience using your F keys, or are you comfortable using them to look
like
at
F1, F2, F.
Yeah, to look
I mean,
at
I
your
know you
teammates?
can do it over like the lane and just see exactly what's going on.
Sorry, you kind
Like,
of
I
cut
just
out.
kind of like sorry, like yeah, like I know that I can do it. I just like to like click where the lane actually is on the mini map and see what's going on and kind of like scan. I don't
Right.
know. I feel like it just gives me like a fuller picture rather than just focusing on the champ.
I see. I guess like what I usually do is I'll use the F key and then I can move the camera like from there. I mean it's still fine if you just click and look around that way. As long as you're doing it regularly and you're keeping track of like the flow of the game. Like from the start of the game, you can sort of see how things are gonna go. Like if you check your bot lane and they're like getting pushed in, getting chunked, or if you look top and you like see who's winning there, generally things kind of proceed the way that they're going at the start of the game. So you can have an idea of, like most of the time you can have an idea of how things are going to be going. So yeah, roaming, like even if you get pushed in, if you see that your bot lane is getting dove, like even if you have a few creeps walking into your tower, now I wouldn't normally do this if I have like 2 waves on my tower or something, you know, like a really big wave. So you want to avoid having giant waves pushing into your tower pretty much all the time. You always want to try to thin out the wave as it's coming in. Roaming is just like something that you master by experience. So you just gotta try it every now and then, because I could talk about different guidelines for roaming like I am now. It's just like everything is all about context in League, you know? And the best way to figure out the best times to roam is just by trying different timings and seeing if it works out and figuring out why it didn't work out or why it did work out, you know? It would have been kind of interesting if we put some bots in this game and then like could see how the bots are doing against each other and you could decide whether or not to roam. That was close. That was like the right idea. I guess that's another thing is like I won't go for the E until I know they're in Q range a lot of the time. And another thing is like this is a League thing in general, like across all the lanes, bot, top, mid. The best time to go for a trade or a combo like that is when your opponent is trying, like right as they're about to go for a last hit.
Yeah.
And that's something that's like easy to say and easy to think about, but it can be difficult to do in practice because you're focusing on your own last hits and your opponent's.
Yeah, and also most of the time I'm melee against a ranged matchup.
Yeah, that's the worst thing about top lane, man. Like I hate how there's like so many counter picks,
but it's like interesting because like normally like they just kind of like I feel like they make the lane shitty, but they always end up like the range matchup anyways, like most of the time, because they're too focused on like poking or whatever, and then they slip up and it's oh fuck me, I'm dead. How did that happen?
Yeah. All right. Well, I think let's do a new custom and let's try to like play the lane out like 1v1.
All right.
And see how it goes. And I can play whatever champion you want. I could just play Ekko again if you want.
Totally up to you, man. You can play a counter pick, whatever you want.
Okay. Let's see. Here's a common matchup that you'll probably play against.
I will say I do struggle against Ahri.
I was actually about to say Ahri because she's one of the most commonly played champions.
Buddy, fucking can't stand that bitch.
Oh yeah, go ahead and exit the custom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I used to hate Ahri so much. Like my first like season or two of playing mid lane, I used to despise playing against Ahri. But I learned a few things that help a lot for dealing with her.
Do you want to add?
Yeah, sure. We can just I'm just gonna leave them on beginner. I don't feel like adjusting every. I hope none of them go mid though. I think they adapt. I think if they see us go mid, they won't go mid.
Yeah, I just don't think there's any junglers.
We'll find out. Yeah, I think they double duo lane.
I'll try the ignite.
Yeah, teleport is like the safer spell, you know, like it's great for consistency, and ignite is obviously great for snowballing. Like for me, I would probably take ignite in every game below diamond as Ekko, because I just know that I'm gonna find kills. I don't know, you know, like whether it's my own lane or it's like through a skirmish. I played a lot of Ahri in season 8, I think.
Can't stand that bitch.
What bothers you the most about her?
If you force out a charm, her Q will just gonna out trade you anyway. Q does.
I see.
If you force out her Q, well, her charm and W is just gonna out trade you anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I find anyways.
Yeah.
She also has sustain and a wave clear in that sustain.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit much, but maybe that's just my gold ass talking.
Well, I mean, she's a really well-rounded champion, that's for sure.
Yeah, I think she's one of the. Can't think of any other mid laner with sustain like her.
Uh,
But I refuse to play her because I feel like she's a weeb champ. So it's like, nah,
yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I think one of the most important things, especially as a mid lane player, is like you can't have any matchups that you like really hate because like what's gonna happen is like if you really hate the champion and like when they pop up on the enemy team you're just like, oh, I want to dodge or something, then you're kind of like setting yourself up to like play worse against them because you're sort of like psyching yourself out. So I would say
lane before being its spawn, allied bots will move to cover the other open lanes. Oh, perfect.
like I used to always die to Galio because I was just like,
Really?
man, I hate Galio. Yeah, ever since the rework, I was like, I hate how tanky he is, and like I hate that he can just like E into me and just face tank all my damage and still out trade me. But at some point, I realized like, oh, Galio actually like there's things I can do against him to deal with him. You know, like I'm not trying to like downsize your annoyance with Ari, you know, but
Yeah.
I want to help you address the problem because if like Ari's a super popular champion, you know, you don't want to use a ban on Ari. But anyways, let's just try to focus on the lane and see what happens, and we can kind of discuss after.
I'll just focus on bot lane roams because I feel like top lane's a little weird with two champs there each. It's not as indicative of what happens in a real game.
Yeah.
Yeah, so here I'm just essentially safe. No, please make me block. No.
Oops.
I didn't mean to keep you there.
Yeah, and so
Oh yeah, right. TV, I'm like pressing on fucking.
oh yeah, that's the worst. All right, so let's discuss. Let me think. I'm trying to think of the best way to like talk about this. So obviously, you know, it's a big problem that you got hit by those charms. And was it? What do you think the reason is that you're getting hit by those? Is it like ping, or is it just that like you're not prepared to react, or is it what?
I'm pressing E when I think you're gonna do it, and I guess it's just like that second too slow.
Right. So you're trying to like predict
Especially
what
on
I'm.
that first one, yeah.
Yeah, you're trying to predict what I'm gonna eat. Yeah, that first time I noticed when I walked forward, you just kind of dashed away when I hadn't even thrown charm yet.
Yeah.
And that's something that's like, I guess especially when you play against Aries and like gold and silver and stuff, they'll just throw out charm off cooldown, you know, like, and so like that'll work a lot of the time. But it's good to be prepared to react to the charm rather than to
Anticipate it.
right. And I guess that depends on like your reflexes or whatever. Um, like maybe it can be difficult to react to the charm, but that's like the best way to play it. If you're prepared to react to it, um, then it makes it easier to actually react to it by dashing, you know. And the best Ekko players, they use their dash to dodge a skill shot and then get a good trade in.
Okay.
And that's one of the things that makes Ekko so difficult to play in lane, is like deciding when to use your E. And like also like I don't know. Man, how are these bots doing? I haven't even looked around at the lanes.
Could probably go gang top.
Yeah.
Really haven't pushed up. I mean,
Oh yeah. Especially on a cannon wave like this right here. Cannon waves are like the best time to recall. They're like the best time to roam. They're just great. So if you're not sure if a cannon wave's coming up, I always will just like look at the wave approaching. You know, like you can look at your inhibitor wave, see what's there. And then like if it's a cannon, you can like mentally prepare yourself. All right, I'm gonna roam here. I'm gonna recall here, or whatever. So. And also at this point, I normally would have recalled. I'm just kind of autopiloting. I think one of the main issues for people in like gold and silver and stuff, like sometimes they're actually pretty solid mechanically, but the main place where most people struggle is just like decision making.
Yeah.
And something that doesn't help is the fact that like you're playing with other people who struggle with decision making. So like you're sort of influenced by the other people who aren't making the best decisions, I guess. What other questions do you have so far, or
is it okay that I'm not trading it? Because I really can't find an avenue to go in.
I see. Yeah, well, something I would highly recommend. This will help a lot for like lower elo as well. Like especially through gold and plat, is like I'll just show you when you get back to lane. But something I do a ton, and you'll see Faker do this, and Bjergsen and Jensen, all the best mid laners do this. They will like feign aggressive movement. So I'll like if like let's pretend you're like Ari or someone with like a really punishing skill shot that doesn't go through minions. So like I'll like move forward.
I'm just gonna grab this cannon.
Yeah, sure. Like so let's say you're just doing your thing and I'll move forward and I'll like feign aggression. I'll be like, look, I'm walking at you, charm me, you know. I'll like, and then I'll duck behind this creep right as you throw it. So like something you can do is like this isn't as good for someone like Ekko, but it's still pretty good on him. Is like you can walk forward, like, and if the Ahri walks back, you can walk in front of my creeps there. Once they're done aggroing, like you don't want to tank the aggro, but now that they're all aggroed on like your creeps, you could like fake your aggression. So like walk at me as though you're gonna like attack me, and then like you can back behind your creep right away. Like always make sure you have something to block the charm when I do finally throw it. So like faking aggression helps a lot, like so much with baiting out people's cooldowns.
Or just I guess use an E to dodge it too if I really need to.
Yeah, if you're confident, like you can react, then you can just keep walking at me. Like a really good Ekko, if they're ahead, like they would just walk all the way into me and just wait till I charm and react with their E, and then just go in. So yeah, once this wave kind of thins out, once these waves hit each other, I want you to try just like walking forward, like acting like you're gonna E, and then like baiting out my charm. Like you don't actually have to use your E, just put yourself in a spot where Ahri might want to throw a charm at you, but you have the ability to just get behind your creep right away. Because like,
I was playing top. Sorry. No,
oh, it's alright. I talk a lot. I know.
No,
Sometimes it's hard to.
I'm just gonna say I used to be really good at that with when I played until I was like, fuck this. Like I was beating Darius that way, but it was like because I would just bait out the Q and be like, well, fuck,
Yeah.
you're actually squishy.
Yeah, right, exactly. So yeah, what you're doing now, you might be overstepping a little bit, but like as long as you're ready to react with E, because like if I'm Ari, like especially in gold and plat, they're just gonna be like, I'm just gonna throw my charm at this guy, like, and now I don't have charm, and so you like instantly, you could like drop your W as well. Like that wasn't the best trade, obviously, but you're getting the idea.
Yeah.
So like try it again. Try to like make it seem like you're ready. You're like open to get charmed.
And just to sell the feint, should I be going towards minions that I'm about to last hit, or?
Yeah, I mean like you still want to last hit. But I don't know. You just want to get in your opponent's head. You want to like make them think that you're actually gonna like get hit by the charm, and then they waste it. And that's something I do a lot, and that's something that I've had to adapt to people doing versus me. Like I mentioned, I'm a Syndra. Like I play like a lot of Syndra, and she's extremely skill shot based in lane. And a lot of people that I play against, like in higher elo, will do like these really weird movements, and I have to throw out like weird skill shots. Like I don't know. It's hard to explain, I guess. So like yeah, you're acting like you're gonna get by the charm, and then like you want to make sure you don't actually get hit by it, but that's okay. And so the charm was off cooldown for a bit. You maybe had a window there to like go in and hit me.
Yeah. There's just too many last hits there, so I was like, I'll take that instead.
I see.
At least I thought there was, probably totally wrong.
Oh, I mean, like last hitting is good. It's really good. But I guess a lot of the time, it's like, it's okay. It's okay. You're getting the idea though. And as long as we practice this here, you'll feel a lot more confident with it going into a ranked game. That trade was okay a lot because I still haven't based in a while.
Oh wow, you found the...
Yep. Yep, that's something that when I was playing a lot of Ari, I'm always looking for ways to sneak it through like these small like minion gaps. It's weird when we're just like discussing a lot of lane theory, and like there's times where I know I could just do stuff. There you go. There you go. Yeah, good. Like that's great. Dude, recall baits work so much, like I was thinking you weren't even gonna dodge it. I was like, alright, I'm just gonna hit him again. But yeah, like recall baits, they work all the way up into Challenger too. Like people get baited. They're like, oh, look at this idiot. I'm just gonna charm him, like
cool. I was like, I better dodge this. but I was doing the same thing. I wasn't trying to anticipate it. I was like, wait for him to cast it and then I'll try to react. Yeah, it just sucks. Like I tried getting my ping, clue how to do that.
You tried to get your ping down, you said?
Yeah, I tried a couple things, but there's no firewall or anything like that, so I don't know exactly how to reduce it. It's not like my internet shit anyway. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah. What did you say your ping is? Like 60 something?
Oh, you can't see it. I'm like pinging it. 68 right now.
I see. Well, that should still give you a decent amount of time to react to stuff. Yeah, it'll make it a little harder. Let me think. What else could we talk about? But yeah, I guess one of the main things is just like not autopiloting. So like remembering that we talked about this whole like feigning aggressive movement, like recall baits, that kind of stuff. Yeah, and then W trading is good as Ekko. So like you can back into the fog, you walk all the way back there, plop your W somewhere. Like you want to like throw it where you think I might be, but it's fine if it doesn't hit. You can just jump into it, get your shield, and hopefully go for a little cleaner combo than that. But it's fine. It's fine. Yep. And if you find that you struggle with that whole like EQ combo where you E and then Q and then blink with your E, You can do the normal way of doing it where you just E and then Q after. It's gonna be like less consistent with getting your burst, but you can still do that. You notice how I do like that weird movement where I'm like walking towards the river instead of walking to my turret?
Yeah.
Like that's something that helps a lot with just like dodging stuff, because people are like, oh, of course he's gonna walk to his turret.
Yeah.
But let's see. So let's say like you're ahead as Ekko. You pretty much always want to approach the wave and Q it and like, you know, clear all the minions and then realm. That's weird. Your Q isn't killing the backline yet. Did you take Absolute Focus and Gathering Storm?
I should have.
Yeah, because at this point, then your Q would clear the backline. You can either do that, or you can take Minion Dematerializer and use all of them on the backline minions. And then that'll pretty much guarantee that you...
I even got Sorcerer's Shoes.
Oh, well, Sorcerer's Shoes don't actually do anything against minions, because they already have 0 magic resist.
Well, I just got an Amtome, so hopefully that'll help.
Yep.
Could be Hex Tech plus an Amtome that kills them, but fuck do I know?
Yep. Good. Normally I would dash away or whatever, but like it's good that you like see that I use Charm and you're like, all right, I'm just gonna go in right now.
It doesn't matter if you have Q up, right? It's just like whatever. I'm still gonna out-damage you.
Yeah, as long as you're even or ahead. Yeah. If you're like pretty behind, then you might still get out traded, but it's still a fine time to go in and trade, because like you'll have Corrupting Potion to heal up and that kind of stuff. I would try to get a W off like first thing. I would like if you see that Charm burned, I would W immediately, like assuming you have enough mana for your full combo.
Yeah.
Like W and then go for the EQ. And then like you either get that stun or you just get the shield and walk away. Okay. Like you don't have to put the W deep. You can just put it somewhere where you know you'll be able to get into it yourself. It all depends on the situation though. Like maybe you want to go for the kill with W by like going for the stun. So.
And was that combo smoother or?
I didn't see. Here, just try doing it to me right now, because I'm in range right now. Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I'll go kill bot. I feel like I could roam now, right? If I wanted to.
Yep.
Or...
Yep. This is a really good time to roam. And I'm like sitting here. I'm pinging Mia. Why isn't my bot lane running away? What? Bot lane, get out of there. I'm pinging them back. And then like, so if that was a real gank, I would probably try to play it a little differently, where you don't use, like, because the way you use that proto belt, you kind of put yourself in a spot where, like, if that Leona had flash, she could get away.
Yeah. I noticed that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I didn't get the stun off on the W. Why do you have a control word?
It's just my habits, man. Like, I'm just like, I just bought a control word. Let's see.
Like, I was about to word the bush, and I'm like, why?
Another cool thing you can do as Ekko, you can place your W in your ghost trail. I'll just show you. Don't kill me.
No.
So like where you can like walk around, so like walk up the river or whatever, and you see your little ghosty behind you where you can ult.
Yeah.
Let's say you place your W like right like here where I'm standing, or if you're running up, you can place W like where I place this ward, and you can ult and your W will stun and you'll get the shield. As long as you ult through your W, then it procs. Like, it's a super cool thing that Ekko can do. It's a little bit nice.
By accident.
Yeah, it's a little bit niche. Like it's something that doesn't come up super often, but it's good to be aware of. Or like something that's super common to do is you just drop your W where you're standing, like right now, and then you like walk away as if you're running, and then you ult back in. You know, like that's a super common like. Yeah. I mean, I say super common, but people won't see it coming. You know, like you ult back in, and Ekko ult does insane damage.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's it's tough to like try to pour all of my knowledge, like all of my thoughts, like out and like explain
You're doing
things.
great.
Okay, good. I'm happy you feel like you're learning something.
I feel like I'm gonna stomp my next game. Well, but it's not even like, stomp, because I like silver and bronze players are just like, I stomp my lane, then I don't know what to do. It's like, but did you really though? Like,
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people are somewhat delusional, I'd say. I mean, all the way, it doesn't matter what elo people are in either. Like, people are delusional all the way up into Challenger, where they're like, they just say things that aren't like real life, like,
like,
yeah.
but like, I kind of recognize like, all I have to do is go even. That's my job.
Yeah.
That's really all I have to do, and then after that, I can just outplay with macro, and that's where like people climb, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, to be honest, if I played in like gold, silver, plat, I mean Diamond 4 as well, I would probably solo kill my lane in like 90% of my games. But you don't have to do that. Right. Like just going even or being like slightly ahead or even slightly behind, as long as you're relevant, as long as you have core items and you are not like 0-4, you can carry a game, you can contribute a lot. And people just don't realize that. So many people get caught up in like, my bot lane's 0-4, let's just FF right now, my jungler's AFK, all that kind of stuff. And they're not thinking about how do I win this game or how do I improve. They're just too focused on the negatives.
Yeah.
And yeah, like once you clear the wave as Ekko, this would be a good time to just walk into the fog. Oh, another thing, you can place this ward here. Yeah. That's a great.
I guess I want to do it on this side, right?
Yep. That's a little too far forward. You want to try to place it like right before. It would be nice if I could like draw this out or something, but
like here.
Yeah, like before where these like walls kind of like break off, because then I won't be able to see the ward with the turret vision. Blitzcrank bot popping up.
Seriously, what the fuck is this? I'm gonna go kill him.
Yeah. All right, yeah, just go for like show me how you would like play the roam or whatever. Like yeah, it's always great to place a W in anticipation of like where you think they'll be, and also just so you get the shield. Yeah, I mean that's fine. Another thing you can do is like you don't have to do the EQ combo. You can just start with Q to slow them. Like you can like walk into them because you had the angle.
Right.
Like it depends. If you're playing against someone with CC, that can be risky. Like if you're playing against like let's say like a Nautilus, then you'll probably want to go for the EQ combo because that way your Q is already in the air by the time he roots you, and you can get the proc. I feel like something that might be good to do is just for us to like look at an Ekko replay together by like a Ekko one trick or a challenger Ekko
I
play.
do those all the time, yeah.
And we could discuss different things. I feel like that could be helpful.
Do you wanna like assign me a vid to watch and then we can discuss it?
Yeah, we could do that, or we could just like watch a video like or at least like the first like few minutes of laning right now if you want.
For just the because I think a couple guys want to play, so.
Oh yeah, sure.
I'm down to do that.
Yeah.
Right. Thanks a lot for your help, homie. I appreciate it. You're awesome. And yeah, and just like because I'm training to be a teacher now too, right? So it's like what you're saying is great. It's all relevant.
Cool.
Right? You're not telling bullshit. It's everything you're telling me is supposed to be like you haven't said anything that I can't use. So you did a great job, man.
Thank you. That's really good feedback. Yeah, man. I just really want to coach people and get like feedback on how I'm doing because honestly, I want to have a career in League of Legends, whether it's as a coach or a player, so.
Yeah, no, man, you're doing, yeah, it's great. Like nothing you said was at all me out. Like, and yeah, that's pretty much all I can say.
Cool, man.
I'll send you a picture of my dog as a thank you.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I also like recorded some of this too, so if you want me to post it as like an unlisted YouTube video so you can like come back and watch it or something, or if you wouldn't mind me like using it as like a YouTube video or something that I could post, I could do that too.
Not at all.
All right, well, cool, man. And if you ever have any questions or want to like chat some more, always feel free to send me a message.
For sure. Will do, man.
All right.
See you later, alligator.
Yeah, see ya. Have a good night.
You too, man.